Another day being left unsupervised on Facebook Marketplace, and this bucket list car of mine magically shows up in my driveway. That's what I told the wife anyways. I don't think she believed me. Now, of course, it doesn't run, and it's been sitting for many years, to the point the motor is locked up in it. And in addition to that, it is half torn apart because a few teenagers had a dream and didn't quite see it through. But I see potential. Let's check this thing out. Not my sweet wife. She has a habit. Anything that I pull in the driveway or anything we've ever driven or owned, she has to name it, no matter how long it sticks around, months or years or whatnot. They always acquire a name. And I'll play a little game with you guys. Leave it down in the comments when you figure it out. I told her I picked up a Torino, and she came up with a pretty good one for it. Now I'll throw some hints out there. Went down with a fistful of dollars and figured I'd make this guy's day and get it off his lawn. Let me know when you figure it out. Aside from that, what you're looking at is a 1970 Ford Torino GT. That's seen better days, apparently. It's not the super fancy model. I mean, it is a GT, but it's more of a base option GT. As in, it's got a 302 under there and a C4 right around there. And it's got a little 8-inch back there somewhere. Aside from that, the car is pretty well optioned. We'll pop the hood here in a minute, and I'll show you that. But let's take a walk around this thing. There's supposed to be a emblem or strip there that's missing. Apparently somebody decided to do some science experiments with some aircraft stripper and tried to take the paint off. That's what I think's going on here anyways. Got a little rust down here in the wheel well. Aside from that, the quarter panel, the rocker, the door, aside from having some dents in it, the front fender, pretty darn clean. What you're seeing here, I got it off the trailer, put it in the garage, checked out a few things on it, and that's where it's at. I really don't know much more about the condition of the car aside from that. I haven't had it up on the lift, haven't had tires and wheels off. It came with these super fancy Ford Ranger wheels with the new spline nuts on them. Hopefully the key's in the car somewhere for those so I can get them off. But let's continue our walk around. Being a GT, came with this tail light bar here. The base models were kind of broke up in the middle. I was trying to figure out the best way to explain that. Two separate tail lights. It wasn't one solid strip. So that's a GT thing. This side, pretty clean as well. Not a lot of rust or rot. There's some surface rust starting in the door. Not scared of that. Somebody put some new front fenders on it. Obviously, this one came off of a green machine at some point. The hood, that's another GT option right there, is it's kind of cool looking actually. I'm kind of digging the patina on it. We get this thing running and driving, it's either going to stay that way or that's going to go flat black because, you know, muscle car. The one thing that really caught my eye on this car and is a stupid expensive option, as in the aftermarket prices and OE prices of these things are ridiculous, is this hidden headlight grille. That was another option. Have the grille, have the surround, I have the doors. There are egg crates that go on the doors as well. I do not have those. Hopefully, I'll be able to find a set. But that's pretty much it for the outside. Let's get in the trunk. I'll show you guys that. And just hold on one second here. I got to find the key. I just had it in my pocket. Nope. There it is. One second, the lock's a little froze up. Yep, okay. Finally got the lock cylinder freed up. There we go. So first thing you'll notice, because you can't miss it, and the deck lid came off a Banana Mobile, which apparently was cleaner than this car, but who knows what it looked like when they put it on the car. That, coming down here, the trunk on this thing looks pretty darn clean. And I actually pulled the original mat out of it, and to my surprise, check this out, guys. DO. That is a 1970 Ford part number, which would lead me to believe this is the original gas tank for this car. That's pretty cool. Unfortunately, somebody left the freaking cap off. So we're going to have to send a scope down there to see if it's still usable or not. But no, the trunk wasn't empty. It actually came with a box full of whatever was attached to the engine and such. So hopefully I have most of the parts here to put this thing back together if we get the motor freed up at some point. There's the original radiator to the car. It's not in the best shape, but got it. I believe that might be one of the original tires to the car. And if you can pick through the pile here, I've got the rest of the original wheels to it as well. But wait, there's more. So in addition to all the original parts, the guy also threw in a new Chrome Don't Get You Home air cleaner, new Holley Street Warrior carburetor. I ran the numbers on this. I think it's around a 650, and a 4-barrel intake, thermostat, some other goodies, new fuel line, and yeah, there's a new fuel pump in the interior. I'll show you here in a minute. So that's pretty cool. Let's check out the inside of this beast here. Apparently we need a little fender alignment. Yeah, the interior is complete. One minor rip in the seat there. Does this have a lever on it? Must. Okay. There we go. Here's one of the door panels that goes here. The rear seat appears to be in pretty nice shape. There's a water bottle or something for it. All the glass is in and intact. Of course, the sun beat up the dash a little bit. We got an 8-track player and one of those FM modulators from back in the day. When I said it's an automatic, but disc brakes in the front that are power steering. Where is it? Air conditioning. She's pretty set up, guys. Would make a pretty nice cruiser, I think. One thing that I appreciated was when these boys started tearing this car down. Every nut and bolt they took off, they started labeling and putting them in bags. That'll make my life a little easier if we get the motor freed out. So the Ford Torino, they made from 1968 to 1976. There were technically 4 different body styles. One year was kind of its own unique thing. The original purpose of the car was to compete in NASCAR. If I remember the story right, Dodge was kind of owning the NASCAR track until this baby hit the track, and then this thing took over for a year or two. This car was made in the wind tunnel, and that's what its purpose was. So 1968 and 69, which was the first gen Torino, was mainly designed for that. And then this being in 1970, 70 and 71 had their own body style. 72 was kind of the unique year. I think the front grille could be swapped for a 73 to 76, but it's got its own unique look to it. It's kind of the first year, the only year for that front end on the car. And it's also the first year they put a frame underneath one of these and went to a frame on body construction, where earlier years like this one are all unibody cars. And then the last generation of the Torino would be 73 to 76 when they quit making them. 76 would be the Starsky and Hutch body style. But enough of that. I won't make you guys wait any longer. I'm sure you're excited to see this beast of a big block that's underneath the hood here. So let's get the hood open here and maybe. Oh, okay. There we go. Let me get a light here in a minute, but it's cute. It's like this cute little thing and this big monster of a car, especially without all the front accessories on it and stuff. It really looks like a little sweetheart in there, but that is a 302 2-barrel run-of-the-mill base model-ish. I think these things came with inline 6s actually, so at least it's not that. There we go. Shed a little light on things here, give you guys a better look. So pop the hood on this thing, and yeah, obviously we're missing stuff up here. Most importantly, the air cleaner. I think I know why this thing's locked up. due to the lack of air cleaner and also this hood being open. This side's got one of these black little cover things, probably rainkeeper outers we're going to call them. Well, it's got one on that side, but this one's missing. So I don't know if this lines up perfectly with the carburetor or not, but you get the right direction of rain coming in. You see where I'm going with this here. I think that's why it is what it is. Apparently it did run. Of course, everybody I've ever met off of Facebook Marketplace has said that about every car they've ever owned. But somebody did go to the bother of putting new plug wires on it. And yeah, they were making the attempt to do something. But like I said, they kind of gave up on it after tearing it down, and this is what's left. So I started about a week ago. Yeah, got a little head start on it. Knew the motor was locked up, so I decided to pull the plugs. And that's what I found. Actually ran a camera down the cylinders. I'll put some snippets of video of that in here as well. Not looking good. That back cylinder especially is... It's rusty. I don't know another way of putting that. So we're going to fight that. Aside from that, hopefully all the nuts and bolts are here if we even get it freed up to put it back together and maybe hear it run. I don't know. We're fighting an uphill battle here, guys, so let's dig in and get started. So as I was saying, I pulled the plugs about a week ago, and this thing's been marinating. And what I mean by that is had some used transmission fluid from another job I did. So I put that in there, and it's been sitting for a week or so. So we're going to start there. I'm going to get a breaker bar and attach it to the crank. Let's see if we can get this thing freed up. Oh, ow. Alright, well, that was good pain. Sweet. That's about all we got, but that's all we need. I will work that back and forth all night if I have to, till we get this thing broke free. Alright guys, well I made some progress here. It is to fairly freed up status. Not all the way though. Let me show you. put a little mark right here at roughly 12 o'clock where it stops at this end. You don't want to call it good and freed up until you get a full 360 degrees rotation on your crank. Well, what I've got thus far is it's real free. A little tight there, but I can get it all the way around to, of course my socket's going to fall off. Right about there, which we peek around here, I'm going to call that 270 degrees of rotation, and it's coming to an abrupt stop. It's not a squishy stop, which would be trying to break a ring barrier free in a combustion chamber ring lip. That's what I'm trying to say here. That would lead to a kind of a squishy feeling, giving you more motivation to work it back and forth to break it free the rest of the way. But it's coming to an abrupt stop, which is telling me, it's got me concerned. The next step I want to do, I want to pull these valve covers and see if we have a valve hanging up or something like that. I should probably pull that intake too, so we can look at the push rods. But let's start with the valve covers and see if there's anything obvious. When it comes to an abrupt stop like that, I'm thinking I have a hung up valve or something coming down, hitting the piston. I don't want to put any more leverage on this in case that's what's going on. And then we bend stuff, we break stuff, and we have to replace stuff that, as of right now, hopefully, we don't have to. Once we do that, if we don't see anything wrong with the valve train, at least on the top end of it, my other thought is maybe one of these cylinders, and I'm thinking it's that back one over here, has enough junk in it that we just broke free, that it is hitting a valve and causing an issue there. So if everything looks good under these valve covers, I want to blow these cylinders out with compressed air, send my scope back in, and see if something's going on there before we progress any further with trying to rotate this. Oh boy. So what a surprise that was. I wonder if they ever change the oil in this thing at all. That has got to be the nastiest looking valve train I have ever seen. That one looks a little better, but still not great. We have so many original parts on this engine. It might be the original oil as well. Okay. I am gonna get a brass hammer and I'm gonna tap on all these valve springs. By the noise that makes, we'll let you know if you have any stuck valves or not. Hear the difference? think we got at least one stuck valve. Let's check the other side. Make that 2. Maybe 3. So a lot has changed since the last time I started working on this car. We actually got the motor freed up. It spun around 360 degrees. Finally got that taken care of. I got a starter hooked up to it, and it actually made noises, spun around, took the valve covers off. I think that was in the last part I recorded, and we saw nothing but tar in the bottom of the cylinder heads in the valve train area there. Long story short, this motor is in bad shape. It's not good at all. Could we get it running? Could we patch it together and make something out of it? Yes. But would it be right? Probably not. So, problem. We either spend the next couple hours getting this thing to bark off, and we saw the inside of the cylinders and not looking good. The valve train, not looking good. The oil hasn't been changed in this thing in a long time. I think this entire car has just been thrashed and abused, and there'll be more of that later. But, solution. 302, old, tired, abused, neglected, out. What do we put in? Solution. This is a 289 that has been sitting on my back shelf for the last 15 years or so collecting dust. I bought this for another project that, surprise, is not finished yet, but I will just say we're going a different direction there. Anyways, motor's freed up. Buddy and I already pulled the valve covers on it, which I will do for you again. It looks a lot better in that area. We're going to pull these plugs out. Well, what's left of the plugs out. We'll send a scope down those cylinders here in a little bit. Make sure everything is kosher in there, but it's bound to look better than what's in there. We'll drop the pan. I actually bought a reseal kit for this. So what we're going to do is a quick scandalous check on this engine. Make sure it's in better shape than what's in there, which that's not going to take much. But I think this is a far better idea than attempting to save that. And it's not being used. It's collecting dust. Why not? After that, we could pull that out, and that could be a core or another builder for another project someday. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is this would take far less effort to get where we want than that will currently. And once that's where we want, we can do whatever we want with what's in there. So, I think step 1, let's get some degreaser out and clean all the gunk that's off this engine. That way, we can inspect it a little better. Well, that's what it says it is. I guess we'll find out. And just in case it's not, let's do a little combo shot and a nice mixture of products. Yeah. Next up, sure, 1 tablespoon of Zep. Ooh, must have been sitting on a shelf for a while. Come on, come back to me. All right, some more non-foamy stuff. Work it, work it. Yeah, now we're getting some pressure. After carefully mixing all of your ingredients, you'll want to let it sit and simmer for 15 minutes. After simmer, preheat your oven to 2850 psi. Apply a thin, even coating of high quality H2O.
And that's what I call high quality H2O. Oh!
All right, so the next thing I want to do, we got it all cleaned up. It's mostly clean. There's still some residual grease down in some nooks and crannies. That's going to happen. We can clean that up with some brake cleaner, whatnot, as we dig further into this. I've got to step away from this for a little while, but we just soaked it down with water. Even though I had paper towels and cloth in all the ports and stuff, water still got in, and sprayed it off with blowgun and let it air dry outside for a while. But before I walk away from it, I want to take the plugs out, shoot some BB Blaster, WD-40, whatever I've got laying around in there, and then take the valve covers off, start coating that stuff as well. And I'll probably put an impact on the crank and turn it over a couple times. And then what that's going to do is, if there is any water that crept into the chambers, whatnot, that should at least dilute it or shoot it out of there, best case scenario. Therefore, when we come back down, whether it's tonight or a week from now, we don't have another locked up engine to fart around with. Yeah, there. That's why, right there. Let's get that water out of there. Ooh. How you doing, man?
In the way of the toolbox.
What's that?
I said, in the way of the toolbox. The new cameraman special.
New cameraman special. Now we're getting fancy.
Oh.
Just waiting for my camera guy to show up.
I'm here. Looks like she's free.
Freeze bird. Here she comes.
Let's see what she looks like in there.
I'm hoping good. I just spent 2 hours pressure washing it up this afternoon. Just get all the gunk off of it. It's bound to look better than that thing.
Yeah, after seeing the lifters in that thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, she is pretty.
Ooh.
A little bit of mice dust in there. What do we got? Oh, you power washed it. That's right.
Yes, it's a little waterlogged. Oh. We got a surprise. That's what we got.
302.
Yeah. Compared to...
Ah.
What?
We got a build-a engine.
Yeah. The heads say one story. but the box says another, and that's the more important one right there. So we got a 302 then.
Time to put a high-rise intake on it.
Which I got one sitting over
Yeah.
there. It's not high rise, but it's performance intake. Well, that's pretty cool. Okay. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
It's your birthday.
Right? You happy days. Cool. All right. Well, that was a pleasing surprise.
Fuck
All
yeah.
right. Now it's totally worth tearing down. That's another 15 horsepower, man.
Right?
We're up to like 180 now.
Because somebody cheaped out on the heads.
Right. Yeah, that's it too. Yeah. Yeah, therein lies the next problem. I guess that'd be a compression boost. I don't know. I'll have to do some homework on that. That's pretty cool.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Bottlenecking it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Compression ratio. So what we have here is a race motor already.
Yeah.
Be able to jump pop cans in the parking lots now. No. Nope.
What? What do you mean no?
It's like an 8,000 pound car.
Could totally lift it up an inch.
Right.
Full acceleration. What?
Yeah. Yeah, it just means worse gas mileage, that's all. Not that we're going for that anyway.
That big boat will still get 16 miles to the gallon.
On a good day.
Yeah.
Downhill with a tailwind.
Yep, exactly.
In neutral with motor off.
Been there.
Yep. Oh, sorry.
So it turns out this motor still might be a 289.
Maybe. We'll see. Find some conflicting info.
Via internet.
It might be rare too, because it's one production year only they did this.
They ran out of 289 castings in Ontario and had to use 302 castings.
Yep. We will know once we get the oil pan off. Half of these aren't even tight.
Ain't gotta be tight, just has to be sealed.
That's true.
You ever get those oil pans that have all those dimples in them from people over tightening them?
Yeah.
And then those are the ones that leak.
Right. You can tell this thing never leaked a day in its life.
Nope, look at that. Perfect.
Not at all.
Still leaking.
Yeah, it sure is. Even talking about it leaking, it started leaking again.
Well, you know, nothing says a Ford like an oil leak.
Or Harley.
Got front ones here.
Yeah, it's a different size. For some reason we need 13 different sizes.
So you can't work on it.
Right. We need the whole toolbox.
Yeah. Be fishing them out here in a little bit.
Where'd the big ones go? Hiya! There it is.
Ta-da! All right. Ooh. Well, she's definitely leaking. What do we got? Metal. Or plastic.
I don't know. We'll have to attack it with a magnet and see what comes up with it, but it's definitely more gunk than I wanted to see. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, there's some plastic up there on the side.
Yep.
See it right there? I wonder what plastic has came apart. Look at all the crap that's in that oil pickup.
Looking yum. Yummy, yummy, yummy. What we got?
Looking for a 1M or a 2M. I think it's on one of the main caps.
We got a 3B.
That just tells us which way they go. C20. I'll have to look again and see.
5.5.
Let me bring up that bit of information you found.
Yeah, like the location.
Yeah. Google its location here. Pull the pan and check the crank stamping. 1M 289, 2M 302. Crank stamping. Maybe on one of the counterbalances here. Good Lord, what did we do? Well, it was easy to spin.
Oh, there we go. And pause for inspection. Looks like aftermarket.
Aftermarket what?
Everything.
Oh. That'd be sweet. A 347 stroker.
I really don't see any stamping though.
No, I don't either.
Keep going. Stop.
Got numberage?
And there's a 4.
Just a 4. We'll get some light out while we're looking here.
5.5. That'd be full circle there, right?
Should be pretty close. There's a little triangle that says 35 on here. I don't know what that means. That would be on the front. Oh, there it is. 1M.
So 289.
280. I just covered it in grease, but pretty sure it said 1M.
I mean, yeah, we both got the same idea.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, 1M.
289.
It's a 289.
All right, back to being a 289.
That's all right. I mean, it's originally what I thought it was anyway, so.
Well, at least all the numbers are matching.
No loss, no gain. Yeah.
Look at this loveliness. All that plastic.
Yeah, I'd rather see plastic than metal, but I still want to know.
Well, the timing gears, they're metal too, aren't they on
I
this?
thought that was just Pontiac's bad idea. I didn't think that Ford did that too. Maybe they did.
Kind of looks like it might be the scenario.
Guess that would be the next step. Let's put a magnet in the bottom of that oil pan. Make sure it doesn't pick up anything.
I mean, when you were spinning it though, it's not like anything. Was there anything in the timing chain when you were spinning it? Like any plastic or anything?
There might be plastic gears in there. I'll have to do a little more research on that and see.
Or maybe a guide? Let us know in the comments.
Right? Because we don't know.
At least the oil screen did its job.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't pump that up throughout Rest of the motor, right? Yeah, I'm really happy with the decision to pull the pan and get this all cleaned up. From what I can see, the cam loops look pretty good.
See if we can get in there and get a shot of them.
Get a shot of the cam lubes.
All right.
Here you can see, probably a little better over here.
Looks good as new.
Yep.
From the day it rolled off the factory floor.
That's right. Quite a bit of slop in that timing chain. Probably be the right thing to do to get a new timing set for it too. Clean that pickup off. Probably pull a main cap and check the bearings. Get it all cleaned up. Yep. A little more work than what I was planning, but, well, yeah, let's put a magnet metal up and make sure. Let's see. Make sure there's no metal attached to it first.
A clean magnet is a good magnet.
That's right.
Looking like plastic.
Sure is. Maybe minute amounts of.
Well, typical
Yeah.
Typical stuff.
Okay.
Life is good.
Yep. I think we're going to be all right.
A new heartbeat for the Torino.
That's right. So to explain this better, there's a little gap in the video here. We ran into a snag, another curveball, yet again on the Torino project as a whole. This time it was with that 289. We got so far, I got the new timing chain put on the front and started gearing up to put it back together. Then upon closer inspection, looked at the heads, and there is a valve stem guide, 2 of them actually, on the one head that are broken off actually. And of course the seals on top were shredded and whatnot. That wasn't the big deal. The bigger deal being the guides were actually broken off somehow in there. It would have went down 2 avenues, either machine work to the existing not so great heads, or get a set of aluminum heads for it and go the direction I'd like to go with that engine, neither of which were in the budget this time around. So we are now transitioning in the video from working on the 289 to giving up on that idea and going back to the original 302 that's already in the car.
Diesel fuel? What's the...
So diesel fuel is it's got cleaning agents in it also, but it's got oil products. Essentially what we're doing is when I'm dumping this diesel fuel in here, it's running to the inside of the engine.
Okay.
Well, our hopes are to save this engine, so therefore we don't want to wash it out entirely to where once we get fresh oil back in it, all the bearings aren't super dry.
Gotcha.
So we use diesel fuel as kind of a middle of the road cleaning agent to flush everything to the oil pan in a perfect world. Drain that out, put fresh oil in, and hopefully we're a little better off than where we started. So
that's the hope.
That is the hope, and with this engine especially, we're just kind of living on a hope and a prayer. So
better than living on nothing.
that's true. You use diesel fuel, kerosene, they've all got the same kind of petroleum qualities to them, products, whatever you want to say. So. Whereas a gasoline, yes, it has oil in it, but it's a lot less than two-stroke diesel fuel, whatnot. So just a better product to use for a less than favorable situation here, which is what we got.
I understand after looking at pricing though, why you're at this stuff where you're at. I can't even believe what cars you got.
Yeah, you either mortgage the house or you pick up a wrench. One of the two.
Yeah. Especially
in today's market. It's incredible.
Like I said, that 12.5 Mustang just like, what?
It kind of puts stuff in perspective for you, doesn't it? The next step in our hope and prayer mission here is this carburetor was loose, so let's tighten it back down. So we don't have a vacuum leak. Can't even see those. That's a different size. All right, so we got our plug wires in, got a coil hooked up. Got an array of jumper wires going to every which way in here. Let's check for spark, or spark on the points rather. Nothing.
No.
Yeah, thing's camera shot. Okay. Oh, there it is. Got it. Okay. So we got spark. Got our plugs in. Let's get our firing order. Put the cap on. Dump some fuel down the carb and see if we can bring it to life.
Gonna hook these jumper cables to your nipples.
Ooh boy! All right, let's just see if this thing fires off for the first time in who knows how many years. Fire in the hole.
We got smoke.
Fire in the hole. We're gonna hook up one more thing. Like we need another thing hooked up here. But
See if the coil's any good.
see if we're actually still getting spark or not. All right.
Oh yeah, it was intermittent.
Let's check for spark. No spark. Okay. We just need some more wires rigged on here. That's what it is.
Living in an ocean of vibration.
Hit it. Come on. Nothing. Okay.
Let me get something started here, huh?
Ready? Pretty much. I saw spark there. Ooh, that coil's about 1,000 degrees. That's probably on its way out.
That's why you had intermittent spark.
Yeah, it could be. Try it one more time.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. She's warm.
I disconnected it.
Yeah.
Let that thing cool down. If it is on its way out and it got hot, then it's gonna expand. If let it cool down and it'll probably spark it again.
Yeah, it will give it 5 minutes. Alright, we got everything wired up. A new solenoid on there. Cleaned all my connections. Cleaned the points. Healthy battery. New cables. Dan running Copilot. Verified spark. Let's see if this thing's going to run for the first time in who knows how many years. Fire and hold. She's making noises. Go ahead. Go ahead. It's choked. Go ahead. Go ahead.
She's in drive, reverse.
Hold the phone. All right, so we confirmed it's going to bark off and run for a second. Let us fill the bowl and see if it'll run for a couple more seconds.
Pack the bowl.
Pack the bowl. No gas leaking out yet. Let me see if I got an accelerator pump or not. Maybe. All right, Dan, fire it up. About got a bath. Yeah, let's cap that off real quick. All right, transmission line plugged, carburetor refilled. A couple pumps for good measure. Go ahead, Dan. It wants to. Still going in reverse, isn't it?
Yep.
All right, well that's a problem. Obviously we got a shifter linkage that needs adjusted or something. Might be a good idea to take care of that before we go any further, but it runs. cool. Must have just ran out of fuel. It's got to have fuel by now. I forget to shut the key off?
No, you're good.
Okay. Alright. And fire it up again. Not getting fuel. Okay. Well, good morning and welcome back to day 3000 on this nightmare of a project car. It's actually a national holiday today, so I have the day off of work, and me being a glutton for punishment, I decided to come down here and see what else we can screw up on this nightmare thing here. So last night I stayed late enough to roach my brand new starter after finding out I don't have a good solenoid. Got the motor fired up and was hearing this weird noise. Couldn't figure out what it was until I heard a clunk and the motor stopped, and immediately my head went to, we just messed something up really, really bad. Well, it turns out I just burned up my new starter that was still engaged and trying to keep up with engine RPMs, and it held on for a good 20 seconds and then gave up the goat. So today I think we're going to move aside from motor work and focus on other things on the car. There's plenty left to do. Bought a full set of brakes for the car. I have a fuel sending unit to put in it. Let's see what we can get done there. Maybe get the fat pedal working and then get back to the skinny pedal. And maybe by then it'll have a change of attitude and want to cooperate a little more, but probably not. crack into this sending unit here, see what's going on inside this tank. So I'm gonna replace that. That hose is junk, might as well just cut it. Ooh. It's marinated. There it goes. Alright, hopefully we don't get a bath here. Nope. Man, that one didn't even look that bad. I have seen far worse. That might have actually worked. But we're gonna replace it anyways. So this is the original tank on this car. I found the part number on the top of it. And the outside, underneath here, doesn't look that great. Let's see if we can get the camera in here, see how clean it looks on the inside. I don't know if I can get the lighting just right or not. Right there. Yep. Thing looks brand new in there. There's a little bit of fuel, well, varnish sitting in the bottom of it. We're gonna try to get that out, but other than that, this tank should be good to go.
Yeah, you're lying.
All right, let's get some gas out of here. Make it rain! Okay, so we got the cooling system racked up on this car. Well, it's together anyways. There's no guarantee it's not going to leak. Next, let's finish up the brakes here. I actually started on them the other night and got 3 out of 4 brakes done. Of course, the lines hung up on the rear. Had to make new lines. Got new wheel cylinders in there. Took the adjusters off. Cleaned them up. Put some Never Sees on them. I still need to adjust them, obviously, but they're back together. Ordered some shoes for it. There's about 46 different options for this car, and of course, I picked the wrong ones. So, shoes are down there on this, but they're not horrible yet. They should last at least in a couple thousand miles if we ever get lucky enough to take this thing down the road. So, all I need to do is adjust these back here, but first, let's finish up the disc brake up here. Ran into a roadblock, or else I'd have had this done the other night. Put my bearings in gasoline, clean them up, clean all the old crap off, and I have no clue how that happened. I came back and yeah, won't be using that. So went and got a replacement. We'll pack those up in that thing. Get the hub all prettied up, cleaned up, and get that brake assembly back together. And then it's on to master cylinder. Okay, we got the brakes done. Got the rears adjusted, front calipers, pads, all that good malarkey done. I was up in the air. I checked the diff oil. We're good there. Let's get on this master cylinder here. See how bad these lines are gonna fight me first. Then we'll bench bleed the new one. Hope and pray it fits as good as the old one does. Put it on. Fire time. Dang, it worked. All right, one down, one to go. Wrong size. Sweet. Ew. Alright guys, so everybody's got their own variation way of doing master cylinders, whatnot. I've done it a couple ways myself, and I haven't found a bad way. I guess the goal is your car stops at the end. So however you get there, I guess that's up to you. If it worked, it worked. Kind of the goal here is we've got this mounted in a bench vise, and we're gonna fill the reservoirs here. We have the factory stopper plugs out. We're going to give it a couple minutes to gravity bleed out. And what this is going to do, it's going to lubricate the piston seals and stuff and get it ready to bleed the air out of the reservoir then. So after that's done, we're going to get a probably Phillips screwdriver, put it in here, and slowly give it a couple pumps. Not full strokes, but we'll start off 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, and we'll get longer as it goes till we start getting steady stream of fluid out. At that point, we'll put these bleeder caps in here. What that's going to do is provide back pressure to the system and force all the air to come this way. And then we're gonna rinse and repeat until we don't see any air bubbles up here anymore. You can see the air coming out of the system already, and we're not even doing anything yet. So we'll continue to let it gravity bleed here. Should start dripping anytime. All right, it's been about 5 minutes. You can see she's dripping pretty good. So next step, I'm gonna start moving this plunger in and out just a little bit. Then we're going to cap it off. All right, I got my caps in. So now it's just a process of plunging it until we don't have any more air bubbles coming out. All right, so we got the master back on the car. We've got all 4 brake bleeders open. Waiting to start mixing puddles. Hopefully. Nothing yet. Okay, things are happening. We're at the left front. We're gravity bled up here already. Tighten that one up. Do another walk around. I should be looking at the center of the pumpkin too, because I forgot I put rear axle lines on this too. And a rear hose, so if it starts leaking at all anywhere back here, who knows where it's going to be initially. Nothing back here yet. Let's check the right front. Nothing over here yet. So here's the deal, guys. I have been through 3 of the major fluid plumbing systems on this car. We patched up the gas tank, put a new sending unit in it, new fuel pump, been into the fuel system, been into the brake system, and of course we've been into the coolant system. It's just a matter of what's going to leak first. I got little to no confidence in this one, but we're not going to be stupid and put any expensive coolant in this off the rip anyways. We're going to put the cheap stuff in it first, fill it up, and say a prayer, and we'll see where it starts leaking first. Nothing yet. Let's do another walk around, check for brakes. Not yet. Nothing. Nada. Okay. All right, we ready? Hey, the solenoid's working. Nice. Okay.
Water pump's not doing shit.
Okay, that probably needs tension on the ratchet. All right, power steering bolt's tight. Let's take 2 on that. Loosen up right away. All right, welcome back. I just spent the last 2 hours trying to rig the front accessories up to this and missing brackets. I've got locked up pulleys. Get on in here, Luke. This power steering pump's not doing a thing. I got the alternator on and got a new V-belt hooked up for my water pump here. So that'll probably be the first thing to fly off the engine. But we got fuel in the system. We're ready to finally fire this thing up and see if it's going to sit here and idle or not. We ready? Watch that zip tie. There it is. We got a runner after 10 years of sitting, however long it's been. Locked up engine. It runs. Here we go down to the moment of truth. Hours and hours have went into this car. Let's see if it's going to run and drive.
Do another one close. Passenger seat on the road.
What's that, buddy?
You want to take a spin on the road while I'm filming this?
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll let Shelby know.
Oh, we're squirting something.
Yeah, that's not good.
We overheated. Well, that's it for that ride. Makes sense. Well, I'd say that's an end to a good video right there. Covered in transmission fluid. We were gonna go for another round, but this line had other ideas for us here, and it soaked the whole car to the back bumper. So we're gonna call that a video. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't yet, think about hitting the subscribe button, helping a guy out a little bit, and we'll see you on the next one.
Like his favorite channel. Bye bye.